In a big setback for the Karnataka government, the High Court has issued an interim stay on imposing restrictions on the activities of the Rashtriya Swayamsevak Sangh, the RSS. The Karnataka High Court also issued notices to the state government, the Home Department and the Hubballi Police Commissioner. The RSS, remember, had challenged the state government's order from 10 days ago, which declared any gathering of more than 10 people without prior permission a criminal offence. Deepak now joining me live on that big breaking news coming in from Karnataka. Deepak, first the big takeaways from that interim stay.
Absolutely, because the debate in Karnataka over the last several days has been about the indirect ban to RSS activities, be it the government talking about how school premises or government premises are being used for RSS marches, or talking about government officials or people working in government jobs participating in RSS marches and action being initiated against them. There was a tug-of-war of sorts that was happening between the Congress and the RSS, and then of course the BJP getting involved in the thick of things as well. Now, very recently, the state government, of course, had said that as far as any events, they didn't specify the RSS as an organization or name it. They said for any organization, if there are more than 10 people participating in an event or a march, they should definitely seek prior permission, and without it, they cannot carry out the march, is what the government order had said. And they had said if in violation, there could be action that could be initiated as well. And after this, we've seen a series of instances, be it in the home constituency of Mr. Priyank Kharge in Chittapur, be it in Gurmitkal or various other places where RSS had sought permission, and there were questions that were raised by the deputy commissioners there, and permission was not immediately accorded, and some of them are still being argued. Now, while all of this of course has been happening, parallelly there was a petition that was filed by a Hubli based organization in the Karnataka High Court challenging this order, saying it violates various fundamental rights. And the court, of course, while it heard the petition, has granted an interim stay on this order in itself. What this essentially means is that organizations such as the RSS now can go ahead and plan their marches, and they don't really have to apply for permission. And this will, of course, really be a setback in many ways for the government. We'll really have to see what's the response that will come in from the likes of Mr. Priyank Kharge, Mr. Santosh Lad, who've been very vocal about this issue. And also the BJP has welcomed it on the other hand here in the state of Karnataka, and said that this was bound to happen. So politically, of course, it's quite a charged atmosphere pertaining to this issue. And now with this relief that has come in for the RSS or any organization that wants to carry out a march in the city or hold events, now this of course becomes much more easier.
Do stay with me. We also spoke initially with an RSS ideologue and with the BJP leader. Like Deepak said, they both slammed the Karnataka government, claiming that this was an indirect way of actually controlling, limiting the activities of the RSS. If you remember, it was Karnataka IT Minister Priyank Kharge who had written a letter to Chief Minister of the state Siddaramaiah seeking a ban on RSS gatherings in public spaces.
See, it is not my rule. It is the rule of conduct, Karnataka civil service rules, okay, where they have very clearly stated that people cannot participate in programs or be associated with associations which have political leanings. And it has come to our notice that a lot of PDOs, village accountants and other state officers who are currently serving are going around in Ganaveshas, going and speaking against the government in RSS functions. So that needs to be implemented. There is a framework, there is a wireframe of rules that govern civil servants in the state cadre, and we are just asking that needs to be implemented to the T.
All right, I have Mr. S. Prakash from the BJP joining me on the phone line. Mr. Prakash, thank you for speaking with me here on Breaking Ground. We've had in the past Karnataka government representatives say that we're not targeting any particular party or organization with this decision of ours. And now there is an interim stay, which is a relief for the RSS. How do you view this?
I vote. It is a very well established fact. RSS is a very legal entity and it is functioning under the constitution without any issues whatsoever. More than 400 route marches have taken place in the last 1 month in Karnataka, nowhere, not even an iota of disturbances have taken place. Only deliberately targeting the RSS, an ordinance was issued by the state government attempting to believing it to restrict the activities of the RSS, but they have failed miserably now. The court has not recognized their intention, and the interim stay has come into force, and I am sure a permanent stay will also be given in the next hearing, because RSS is a legal entity and it works for the welfare of the society, which is a well-known established fact.
Also, Mr. Prakash, how do you view this move by the Congress government in Karnataka, firstly, initially wanting to limit these, these activities?
Congress mindset is a dictatorial mindset. In the 75, they imposed emergency on the nation, and the same mindset is carried even today by the Congress leaders. They do not accept the democratic principles or the norms. They do not want any dissent of voice against their government or about their activities. It is very sad those who swear under the Constitution are indulging in anti-Constitution activities and even going against the principle and the spirit of the Constitution by imposing restrictions on the RSS and other activities only due to the malice they have in their mindset.
All right, Mr. Prakash, thank you for joining me here on Breaking Ground. I believe you also have Mr. Rakesh Sinha joining me on the phone line. Mr. Sinha, this seems to be a setback for the Congress government in Karnataka with that interim stay and a win, at least temporarily, for the RSS.
Look, this decision is not has not been taken by based on any philosophy or any ideal principles. But it is a product of or outcome of the internal power dynamics of the Congress party. Karnataka government is faction-ridden government. Priyanka Kharge is ambitious and he wants to be the next Chief Minister of Karnataka, and this is war against Siddaramaiah, not against the RSS. RSS is being used for that purpose. One very important thing, by stopping RSS using the public purpose, this means you are stopping the social and cultural organizations doing great job which Indian society requires at this critical juncture of the Indian history. The question of casteism, the question of untouchability, the question of other social evils, which RSS has been right from its beginning targeting and achieving the goal, is being stopped. This means you are against the social action, you are against the social organizations, you are against the social renaissance. RSS is not symbolizing any politics, it is symbolizing the social renaissance in this country. I am giving example 1966, it was in Karnataka itself. There was a conference of all the great sadhu sons of the Hindu society. For the first time, they shared the common dais. Sri Golwalkar, the second RSS chief, was behind that, and RSS organized all these things. First time in the history of India, the sadhu sons passed a resolution against untouchability. Now, the history of RSS is the history of social reform in this country. The history of RSS is a history of fighting against the evils of the society. I am quoting at last Balasaheb Devara's third Sarsangchalak statement in Vasant Vyakhyanmala in Pune in 1974, when he said that untouchability is not a sin, then nothing is sin in the country. And Mohan Bhagwatji, the present Sarsangchalak, has given a target, not the target to achieve to win the election in the different states, but target is that one well means one kuwa, one samsan, one mortuary, and one temple, ek mandir. एक कुआं एक शमशान एक मंदिर का टारगेट दिया.
All right, Mr. Sinha, thanks for joining us there. I believe Shehzad Poonawalla has also reacted to that big development in Karnataka. Let's listen in.
This is intolerance against the RSS. Karnataka High Court has put a stay on the government's order banning various RSS activities. We have seen in the last few days how Priyanka Kharge, Congress party government in Karnataka particularly, has been running an RSS Virodhi agenda. They have shown their intolerant mindset, suspending officers, denying them permission to hold the rallies or to hold the shakhas, banning them from various places. This is the same intolerant mindset that they have, and on the one hand, they are doing it unconstitutionally and illegally because even the Madhya Pradesh High Court and the other courts have said that such bans cannot be done. RSS is a voluntary and a nationalistic organization. On the other hand, they are soft corner for Tukde gang. They are soft corner for Afzal, Yaqub, PFI, SDPI. So if it's a Rashtriya organization, the Congress shows intolerance. And if it's a Tukde gang, they show soft corner. But the Karnataka High Court has shown them a mirror and has given them a tight slap. Will Priyank Khadge and the Congress party apologize now? A major slap on the Congress's intolerance against the RSS. Karnataka High Court has put a stay on the government's order banning various RSS activities. We have seen in the last few days.
All right, now we're going to go across to Deepak. At this point, Deepak, you're hearing so much from the BJP and the RSS taking on the Siddaramaiah government. You've had Kharge go up in the past and also put in a word with the Karnataka Chief Minister on RSS activities. But what is the stand in terms of them defending themselves on not targeting RSS in particular, which is the charge both by the BJP and the RSS at this point?
Well, they have continued to maintain that this is an attempt to curtail any organization and not just the RSS from carrying out marches without permission, because there could be any sort of lapses that could happen during these marches. Organizers should be held accountable if there is something that goes wrong. This is what they have said. But of course, this comes at the backdrop of several statements, letters that were written, the likes of Mr. Priyank Khadge writing a letter to Mr. Siddaramaiah that government premises are being used by organizations like the RSS, schools are being used by organizations like the RSS to hold their marches or Pathasanchalans. He also wrote a letter saying that government officers, people working, the staff of the government are participating in RSS marches, and he raised objections to that. Then there was a cabinet meet. Then there was this circular that was put out that anyone who's organizing an event which has 10 or more people should either write to the district collector, the deputy commissioners as they're called here in Karnataka, or to the senior police officers to seek this permission. Now, while the word RSS of course doesn't feature in that, it was quite understood that the roadblock here would be essentially to the RSS as well, and primarily to them, because they are the ones who hold these marches very often, and it did happen that in multiple occasions that they did seek permission to hold these marches, and it was not given, citing law and order and other issues as well. Now with High Court of course putting an interim stay on the government order itself, it essentially allows the RSS now to hold their marches. Will they actually do it in a much bigger fashion than they had planned earlier to really send out a message? That is something that we'll really have to see. So the permissions that were kept on hold or were not given in multiple areas, especially in Kalyana, Karnataka, in Kalburgi, where Mr. Kharge, that is Priyank Khadge, hails from, and in Chittapur itself, which is his constituency, there was permission that was not given, and there's a lot of back and forth that was happening as to when it will happen. Now it looks like there will be a concrete plan to do a RSS Pathasanchalan, and if it does happen, how will the government really look at it is also going to be very interesting to note.
Right, Deepak, do stay with me. We also spoke with RSS ideologue Mr. Sharda. Here's what he had to say straight after we broke the story.
History repeats itself, but it's not the first time that RSS got a favorable order from the courts. It has been happening for years together, decades together. Scores of judgment have given relief to RSS every time. These hate mongers have tried to suppress RSS. So I'm not surprised. This is an internal power struggle of Karnataka Congress, where each leader wants to create a new space of himself because there is no space at the top. Then there is also effort to please Rahul Gandhi, who believes he's Messiah of minorities. So this ban was put into effect to show the vote bank that they will do anything to go to any extent to support them, in whichever, whether that vote bank feels that actually banning RSS will give them any benefit. There's a question that vote bank had to answer. But for Congress, it's nothing new. They have been insulted. They have been slapped by the courts many times.